and welcome to another episode of Talking Spree. I'm Kathy.
And I'm Toyin.
Calling the cops in Nigeria, Jamaica, like kind of comparison. I want to know if it's the same like Jamaica as it is in Nigeria.
I know you watch a lot of African movies, and then they try to portray it like they're doing their job, they're doing the investigation. Even sometimes the way they show that they're doing the investigation, you will know that whatever they're doing is so wrong. Like when somebody is shooting and then the policeman just come and picks up the gun, what happens to the fingerprint?
Right, exactly.
You know, you already distorted everything. So it's like when you call the police, when there's a situation, you call the police in Nigeria, they tell you, oh, we don't have a vehicle. Our vehicle is on the run. If you guys can come and get us or something. Or you go to the police and make a report, and then they tell you you have to get your own pen, you have to get your own paper.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's that intense.
It is that intense. But I don't even think technology, like civilization, is making a lot of changes in this situation.
Right.
I don't know whether they're digressing or whatever. Usually they will stand on the road, they will mount roadblocks, and then they'll be collecting money from the motorists to ruin your whole day.
So instead of protecting you, they're technically harassing you.
Harass the word. So instead of protecting, they're harassing.
In every one of the movies, if say for example there's a car accident, or a lot of times the driver will run away. Or because if they take the person to the hospital, they're gonna be in trouble. They're gonna get locked up.
Yes.
Or even if they didn't do it and they brought the person to the hospital, is that really the way that it goes, or is it just for movie purposes?
It's not for movie purposes. A lot of things that you see in Nigerian movies are actually happens like that.
Right.
People don't want to help the accident victims only because when they take them to the hospital, they're responsible. They're asking them, before we take care of them, you have to pay a certain amount of money. If you don't register them, we're not going to take care of them, which is really bad. And sometimes they'll tell them, go get a police report.
What? Police report for what? I saw you lying on the road, and it's a hit and run, and I'm trying to help you.
I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid. I think the whole Nigerians are educated, but a whole lot of things that happens in Nigeria doesn't really reflect the education.
Do you think it has to do more with corruption than education?
To do with corruption, because everybody wants to get something out of nothing.
Right.
Most of the time. So when they tell you to go get a police report, at the end of the day, if you get to the police station, especially in the case of robbery, somebody's been robbed, and then you go to the police station and said, oh, I need a police report, somebody's just got robbed, and then we help them to take them to the hospital, and we needed it. Guess what? You might get locked up. Because they will say, oh, it's you're among them, and you don't want to say the truth. We know you. Like, they just take people for what they did not do. And that is why a whole lot of time in Nigeria they say an eyewitness gets 6 months in jail.
Oh my God. So, if you're innocent, they don't investigate, technically.
Most of the time they don't.
They're investigating an individual, and they're technically like beating the crap out of them. Is that legal?
Well, in Nigeria it is. It is legal to beat people, and they will beat you to the point that you will lie against yourself. You will start to confess what you did not do.
Oh my
It's called torturing. In America they like rub your heads and then they pamper you and they say, oh,
like a glass of water.
I know. They will, if you smoke, they give you cigarettes. They like to, treat you nicely.
And give you a chance to call your lawyer.
Yes.
That's your right.
It's your right.
They don't have that there.
They do. Maybe to the people that are really high up there, like a common person, if you commit a crime, they're not going to say, oh, okay, let you call your lawyer. Probably you don't even have one. You can't even afford one. And then sometimes they say, go and get a good lawyer. A good lawyer.
Not upper class then, and you really don't know your rights.
They suffer.
You suffer.
Yes, they suffer for nothing.
So what about if you don't have money for a lawyer? Do they in America appoint a lawyer?
No, I think they do,
so
but maybe they do. Don't quote me. But the whole system is just arrest somebody today, and then tomorrow, where is the person? I don't even know. Do we even have jail in Nigeria? I don't know.
Oh my god.
Because all these police stations, you see them, they are not well kept.
Right.
Probably they have holes in them somewhere that the criminal will just crawl out.
I would have to say, okay, what about bribery? Do you have problems with bribery?
Oh.
Right.
I think it started from the police, because when people commit a crime, they can do swap. Swap means they will take, like, if a child of a millionaire, commits a crime, they will just take a common person and replace that person with another person, and just say a whole lot of crime in Nigeria are not even being unraveled, only because of the corruption in the country and the corruption of the whole system, the whole entire system. Do you know the police in Nigeria give guns out to the robbers?
No way.
Yes. Here, they will use the gun number and the bullet number to trace the gun.
Right.
There was nothing like that. I was watching the movie yesterday with my husband. A police officer shot himself only because he wanted the girlfriend to escape.
Oh my god.
And then my husband was like, what happens to the bullet number? I'm like,
what bullet number?
This is Nigeria.
Bullet
they don't have no bullet number.
Bullet number where?
Even you can easily even see the fingerprint that this guy shot himself. This is your fingerprint.
So they're not even investigating it.
No.
They're just, like, take it as it is. You're going to jail because you were at the scene and it looks like you did it.
A witness,
and that's it.
Remember I said, tell you, a witness is 6 months. You're an eyewitness with a crime. We'll say, Oshojumi, and Oshume5.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
It happens right in front of me. It's 6 months jail.
Oh my god. That is very sad. In comparison with Jamaica, things might go on inside that people don't know about. But we know our rights. We have rights. We know that, we have our right to speak to a lawyer. Don't get me wrong, they have a lot of bribery, especially on the road. They have the roadblocks, just like you guys. Yes, they stand at the side of the road, and if you're speeding, or they just stop you. Whether you're speeding, you're not speeding, they want to stop you, they will stop you. What's up?
Wataguan.
Wagwan. It's not Wataguan. It's Wagwan.
It's a water.
What's happening?
It's like water.
No, it's not water.
It's not water.
Wa.
Guan.
Yes.
Okay.
What's going on? What's up?
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. So what can you do for me,
Yeah,
so
you
know directly that
they're asking
he wants money. You know what I mean? So you give him whatever, and that's it.
They let you go.
They don't respect the police. Like, oh, okay, I need the police. This is happening or that is happening. They'll tell you, oh, we don't have any vehicles. What do you mean you don't have any vehicles? Or the last vehicle that we had, it went out. You have to wait until it comes. I'm dying here. Hello.
So I think it's third world syndrome.
So it's like third world
That's
syndrome. A good word for it. So it's like, and then now it's different. We're here in America, where as soon as you call the cops, it's like
they're right there. And
like, you know what? That's a crime. Like, you call 911 and you don't need them. They're here like in a jiffy. You know what I mean?
You know that in some states they charge people for that.
Trouble, yeah.
And then, I don't know whether you feel that way. The American police are scary. They have that fear.
Even when you don't do anything.
I know. Like when I'm
so serious.
What is the pounds of that thing that they're wearing?
You look at them, I don't know.
They have everything.
And I was in quick check, and then there was this cop next to me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm saying to myself, oh, I better not look at him, because once you look at them, they're thinking like, oh, are you trying to disarm me or something? They'll talk to you, nicely, but some of them are like, license registration, please. And that's how they talk to you. So
their hand is always on their gun.
Yes.
It's
very scary.
Always on
their gun. They're like, oh, if I even make a move, I wonder what's gonna happen.
It's like they're always ready.
Don't even dare them. Yeah, so that's a very interesting to know about Nigeria. So what if somebody like me, like I go to Nigeria and say I'm driving, well, I don't know if I'm gonna drive, but say I'm driving and they stop me, what's gonna happen?
They will ask, Actually, they have some set of people that are designated for that now. They call them road safety or road whatever they call them. Right. They have all kinds of, you know, all these uniform people out there now that does that. Like, you can't drive anymore without your driver's license. I think things is becoming better with some of these uniform men, not with the police. Because when they were hiring all these ones, the people that are in charge of the road accidents and everything, I think they get a better training even than the policemen. The whole world is becoming more civilized and they're doing things better in a better way. So they have, I would think they have better knowledge of what they need to do than the police, and how to do it, how to treat people than the policemen.
That's intense.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for all that knowledge.
So you know, one day we're gonna go to Nigeria, and I have to go to Jamaica.
It's very scary though.
No, it's not that bad. We still go home. We still visit Nigeria. It's very nice in Nigeria. Very nice.
So I heard it's very hot.
It's very hot. The weather is nice. You know, the environment is nice. You have to have your money though to have a nice life in Nigeria.
In order to, you know, live comfortably, you have to have money. Home is the best. Like you can't compare home to anywhere else, but you have to have money, because if you don't have money, forget it. Yeah. So
all right, that brings us to the end of the topic for today. Thanks for joining us. This is Talking Spray. I'm Toyin.
And I'm Kathy, and don't forget to comment, subscribe, and share our videos.